So I'm here to talk about, how the pandemic's been for us. And for me, technology, it's actually been quite good because it means we've been to accelerate lots of things that we've been talking and doing about for a long time, and it's actually enabled us, or it's given us that push to be able to move on and collaborate and put these things in. So we took the challenges of COVID-19 as a catalyst for our digital transformation plans and an opportunity to accelerate our digital agenda. But before that, let's take our mind back to last March, essentially. And there's been lots of talk about, moving people home and everything else. Everyone went through the same kind of journey around that. But within 3 weeks, we rapidly distributed equipment to colleagues, be that laptops, Citrix setup or anything else, to move all of our contact centres at home and all of our staff members at home, essentially. It enabled us to accelerate the rollout of collaboration tools, Teams. Everyone's talked about the rise of Teams or the push to Teams, really, and we've used some Zoom in there as well. But it enabled us to remove some of our legacy systems as well, so the removal of Skype and everything else. So it really pushed and shoved that transformation. But our focus has to be that our customers were at the heart of everything we did, essentially. We couldn't, they were still there, and moving them along. So we had to think cleverly of doing that. So they quickly, something to be proud of, we created our Residents Resilience Project Group. And this since April 2020. And I'm not going to go through all of the stats. And I know Tracy talked about the digital kind of the rent arrears, which has also Optivo has reduced this year by quite a lot of, quite a substantial amount really of how that's actually happened. But we had 114 staff that joined across the business, that the high number of virtual visits that we did, food parcels that were distributed. We gave residents access to 554 digital, devices. So it was about us changing, but keeping our customers as well at the heart of everything we did. But also, around income and everything else. So, something to be proud of, universal credit claims, the welfare calls. I think for me, I think it was the seniors living alone contacted and supported. Social support for very isolated residents with no friends or family. That's where the difference is, essentially. That's what maintaining the service was. So we got home, we got some resilience groups together. And almost overnight, we came up with a plan of action of how that's going to work and how that continues to work going into our 14 months of being at home, really. And there's some great stories of which we're advertising, of lockdown lifetimes, of how it's helped our residents and how that's moved on. And to be able to just make a difference to one person's life during that whole kind of 14 months is, for me, it makes me extremely proud, but extremely warm inside. Certainly being in the technology arena where we're kind of kept in cupboards most of the time. I've never had so much light in the last 14 months, so that's quite good. But while we were doing that and working with our customers, our demand went up for self-service. I know Suzanne talked about, we do have a lot still excluded digitally, but actually that's, over the last 5 years, that's gone from 15% of our, only 15% of our customers 5 years ago had access to mobile devices. Now it's over 80%, so we still have an element of digital inclusion, but in the last 5 years, technology has moved on very, very quickly for that. But our customers' needs and expectations have changed, and they certainly changed from last March, exceptionally. And I know you're talking at West Kent as well, of moving people online. So we now have 66.7% of households online. That's over, I think it's 20,000 households that are signed and using my account. So we've empowered our customers to use that. This is here and now. We make it faster, simpler and more personalised. In the early days, we made some rapid changes where customers could tell us if they were suffering symptoms of COVID. You want to step ourselves back 8 months to that process. But we have seen a 60% increase in usage in the last 14 months. We fully digitised our sign-up procedure. It was 80% digitized. Now the sign up process is done as well. So actually from the start of a customer applying for housing to us to them literally getting their keys, everything is done online. You know, there's nothing done now with needing a face-to-face visit essentially. And over 66% of our households are signed up. So that's where we are, and then with our digital transformation, and we really had to change the way we work. Digital transformation isn't just about technology, it's around different ways of working. It's around new roles, product managers, you know, scrum masters, all of these type of new roles are coming in into teams of agile working. So we have our strands of digital transformation. There are lots of other strands that we're working on as well. So Sam, absolutely, Optivo has been born. It is my child personally. We are live, and I'll come on to some of the things that we're live with now. So automation, game changer for us, adding value, taking away the repetitive, and I'll introduce you to Optivo shortly through the presentation. The use of AI, Suzanne was talking about, you know, artificial intelligence, and it isn't about the AI kind of thing. It's that whole stratosphere of where we can engage with our customers 24/7. But not just putting it out there for the sake of that. We need to work with our customers, and we're doing some demand management about that at the moment of what they're going to use that for. There's no point building services that aren't going to be used. So again, co-creating, working with our customers from the beginning. We're reviewing our My Account platform and features. So it's going to give what our strategy says in 2025, and getting our data right as well. Predictive analysis and machine learning are coming up, and Optiview is something that we're looking at. Actually working with the other side of enterprise on that. Data is king in our digital transformation world. If you don't start off with the right foundation in, you're not going to get the right result coming out as well. And working in housing, our data is perfect, absolutely perfect. Of course it is. And our journey through automation has shown that our data isn't perfect in any shape nor form. Work with universal credit. Our customer's surname is slightly spelt different. Obviously, the bot rejects that. So it's, you know, it's been a huge learning curve as well. So getting our data right is going to enable us to predict stuff, you know. It's going to enable us to move into that next kind of stage of digital arena around that. Greater investment in our CRM system to build better insights for the future, and moving our services to the cloud. So lots of talking about the cloud, and we're not moving to the cloud for cloud's sake. We're moving to around the Dynamics platform as well, for the collaborative platform that gives us, and the service enhancements that it can give to our residents and all of our consumers. And again, Microsoft 365, huge change for us this year, moving everyone over very quickly onto Teams. But we don't have all the skills and knowledge for this and this huge change. Partnerships are paramount. Our biggest thing is our partnerships with Enterprise RPA and our other partnerships that we have around here. We don't have all the answers, and we don't have all the resources. But partnerships, our big brother, you know, our digital partnerships are where the real change is at. They can help us, like big brothers or sisters, make sure that we're moving in the right direction, essentially. And the last 12 months have certainly been a learning curve for that. But we've changed the way we work. So it's not about technology. People need to, you know, change their mindset on that. It's about leadership, culture, processes, and people. If it was just about technology, my life would be so much simpler than it is on a daily basis. Technology always works. Sometimes the people and process doesn't. But we need to ensure our strategic intentions are aligned to our digital transformation. You can't go off in one place. It has to come from the top down, because it's not just about changing the infrastructure. This is about changing the way we work, our digital work way, our new ways of working. Someone mentioned earlier, at home, people don't want to come back. And you know, we need to see how that's going to work for us going forward. So now we're talking about mandates of out of office working, you know, so it's really good. We've changed the way in which we work internally, certainly my team. It's been a huge change over the last 18 months, where agile and delivery, lean-in approach, new roles, product managers, scrum masters, all of these new roles that where we're doing to push our increments and deliver value streams and added value on a regular basis. Come to terms with failing fast, new frameworks, I can talk to you all day. Adopting agile frameworks, using Scrum, new tools, Jira, Microsoft Whiteboard for that collaboration. Absolutely, great of game changers. New roles, product owners, product roadmaps, back catalogues, and embedding that and that training within technology while everyone was at home, and been, doing their day jobs as well. So it's been a great journey. So I know I'm possibly running out of time. So we start with our organisational strategy. That's where our digital transformation is being driven on. It's when I first read this strategy, it made me slightly nervous. I thought, oh, there's a lot to do there, Suzanne, isn't there? But it's certainly been, we're not there yet in any shape or form, but we certainly have our vision, we have our product roadmaps, we know where we're going. Sometimes I still feel like we're spinning, but where we've X marks the spot, we know where we're heading essentially. Digital strands as well. So, introduction of new digital infrastructure, cloud-based services gives us advantages. I'm not here to sell you digital in any shape nor form, but the move into the Dynamics platform gives us access as well to things like the Azure Internet of Things. Our connected homes, our smart homes can operate off the one platform essentially. So, that's what it gives us. Our journey for artificial intelligence, working with our partners, with Enterprise RPA, Yvonne, how we've worked this year in machine learning and a whole different new concept of words as well has been quite exasperating, but very rewarding. The future of automation as well, and harnessing our power of that as well. So it's been a journey. Optivo, here we are. It's about eliminating TDM, removing manual tasks, automating and innovating essentially. If I had a t-shirt, eliminate, automate, innovate has been my strand and my strap line possibly for the last 8 months. But like anything else in running an efficient business, staff are willing, they look at automation, they're concerned that what does that mean for me? Am I going to lose my job? At the moment, it's freeing them up to add value elsewhere, where that value stream adds in essentially. So, it's done that essentially. The birth of Optivo, where we are this year, we've delivered universal credit claims. So the bot goes onto the DWP site, it interacts with Orchard, it deals with our DWP claims, all of our submissions essentially. It works within a set of rules. We have leavers now that left Optivo. The bot goes in and processes all of the actions it needs to do on leavers. Housing benefit letters, all of our letters now coming incoming post. The bot picks them up, puts them in the right place, updates the right fields in our housing management system and scans them into our EDM system. Invoice processing, we're just in the final part of that. That's going to take away 90,000 manual processing of invoices coming into Optivo. And we're just finishing the first stage of UAT on that. That's very, very, very exciting. We have a product backlog now for 21-22. And we've embraced that. I'll quickly finish. So our bot now is now processing all the applications, which is releasing possibly around 1 FTE a day on that. Housing benefit letters, 4 hours each day, the bot does it. Leavers, 1 hour to process, but it does it in 2.5 minutes. And my last slide is looking inwards whilst getting ready for the world, is our Yvonne, our AI chatbot, which is in its early prototype or early adoption at the moment, and where we're working on it internally first while we're co-working with our customers and service designing on what they're going to utilise that for. And that's the end of my very whistle-top tour on where we are in digital transformation. I hope that was beneficial.